Okay, Ji. Lecture number 5, it's about pie chart. A pie chart is a circle divided in two sectors whose angles are proportional to the data that is represented or data represented. Now, pie chart are useful normally. I write it. Pie chart are useful when the number of classes is small. When we want to show proportional rather than frequency, the angle of the corresponding sector in pie chart is calculated by taking the proportional value to the total value. Angle of circle is 360-degree. Formula to calculate angle corresponding value upon total value multiplied by 360-degree. Now, this is your normal theoretical way of doing statistics. Now, let's take down the example. Let's say if we have color of cars on road. And if I say that we have red, blue, green, and yellow. So if we have 50 red cars that have crossed, 100 blue cars, and 25 green cars and 10 yellow cars. So these are the red, blue, green, yellow cars frequency that have crossed the road. So if I want to find out the angles or angle, the calculation that will take place will be 50 upon the total number. Now 50 is the corresponding value and total number is 150, 160, 185. The total will be 185. So this should be 50 upon 185 multiplied by what? 360. This should be 100 upon 185 multiplied by 360. This should be 25 upon 185 multiplied by 360. This should be 10 upon 185 multiplied by 360. So in this way, we will be calculating the angles. Let's calculate the angle using the calculator, which is 50 upon 185 multiply by 360. So the answer is 97.3. So this should be 97. Let's just round off to the numbers, 97. Then we have 100 upon 185 multiplied by 360. So it gives me 195 because it is 94.5. We have 25 upon 185 multiplied by 360. This gives me 48, which is 48.6. So this should be 49. And 10 upon 185 multiplied by 360. So let's just take this as 19. So 97 plus 185, 195 plus 49 plus 19. So the sum of all the angles will be equal to what? 360 degrees. Now, considering that you will be even asked to find out or write out the angles. So if you need to write down the angles, so for that you will be even creating a circle. Let's say you draw a circle, right? Now with the help of D, the first you will be given the point and the line. Let's say this is your center of the circle and there's a straight line. This will be given to you. The first line will be given to you in the question. Now, considering the first angle is 97. So 90 is almost, if you see that just by drawing, you'll be using a D, but 90 it creates like this. So 97, it will be somewhere like here. So if you just create an angle, so that means your 97 angle will be somewhere here. You will be measuring the angle through the D. So this is your 90 angle of what? 97. 97 degree. Then what do we have? We have 195. So 190, 180 is a straight line. 180 will be a straight line, right? So if we just make a straight line, this will create 180. But the answer, the angle that we require is 195. So 195 will be somewhere here. You'll be taking down the D to calculate, and you'll be calculating, you'll create a straight line like this, and then you will be creating the answer. So if we just take down the answer through this, let's write down 197, a reflex angle. You'll be creating a straight line and then finding out angle 17. So this should give you what? 197. So the next angle is 49. Now 49 will be using the D on this blue line. Then you will have 45 somewhere here at 49. So let's just say that somewhere here. So this will give you what? Angle of 49. So this will be angle of 49. And the last angle that you will be creating will be 19. So 19, you will have it directly. So you will be creating your angles through the D. Now, knowing the fact that there can be a possibility there is a possibility that the question can ask you with the reverse data. And the reverse data question can be, let's use the past paper question. Let's use the past paper question for that. So, in a survey, some people were asked which of three songs labeled A, B, C they liked best. The diagram shows part of the pie chart illustrating the result. The angle of the sector that represents the people who liked C best is 168. So you're gonna take the D, you're gonna keep it right up on this line, and then you will mark the angle. You'll be keeping the D on this line, and looking at D, you'll be marking 168. So which will give you the angle of 168 to C. So this will be somewhere here. So you'll be using D. So this should be what? 168 degrees. So let's just mark it through. You'll be doing it with D and the scale. So let's just mark it through. Let's just say this is 168. So your remaining angle, since this is point of the angle, so if this is point of angle, the angle within the circle is 360. So if we say 45 plus 168, the total of these two angles, the total of these two angles are what? The total of these two angles is 213. So if the total is 213, so we're going to subtract it by the angle of 360. So if we subtract the angle of with 360, so we get what? We get 147. So this angle becomes 147, subtracting 213. 147. So this way your pie chart will be completed. Remember, the angle is necessary, right? So okay. Now, expressing your answer in the lowest term, find the fraction of the people in the survey who liked what C. Now, considering we need to have fraction of the people who liked C. So if we see that the angle that is given is 168, right? The angle is 168, and the total angle we have from the circle is 360. So what do we do is 168 divided by 360. So the ratio percentage would be 7 upon what? 15. In this way, your circle is also used to calculate the ratio of or the fraction. Remember, in this particular question, your data, the total number or anything else was not given, right? You were asked about the fraction. Remember, this is 168 out of what? The total number. This is 168 of C out of what? Total number. So it's easier to take out the fraction. Obviously, we are using both the degrees. Given that 30 people liked A best, calculate the number of people in the survey. Now, the question have clearly mentioned that 30 people have liked the survey for A. Now, since 30 people have liked the survey and the angle of A is what? 45 degree, right? People were 30. So now I know the corresponding value. I know the angle, but I do not know the total number. So what do I do? 30 upon x multiply by what? 360 degree is equal to what? 45 degree. Is equal to what? 45 degree. So can I say, since 30 into 30, 360 is being multiplied, this x will go on the other side. Let's just say 30 upon x multiplied by 360 is equal to 45. Now we can say that 45 can be divided on this side, whereas x can go on the other side, get multiplied. So this will be 30 into 360 divided by 45. So the value of x will be what? The value of x is 240. And 240 will be the answer for this particular part, because in this part, it was asked to find out the total people in the survey. Total people in the survey. So remember the formula says corresponding value, total value, corresponding value was 30. We did not knew the total value, but we knew that obviously it's a circle, so it is 360. The angle was 45. So the angle taken down, divided, this x goes up, multiplied. So the answer for x is 240. Okay, here's the question. The table shows the masses different fruits sold at the market stall on one day. Apples 30, pears 10, orange 18, banana 32 out of 90. Total number is 90. So if we just take out the angles, the angle for apple will be 30 upon 90 multiplied by 360. This should be 10 upon 90 multiplied by 360. 18 upon 90 multiplied by 360. 32 upon 90 multiplied by 360. So obviously this will give me the angle. So 30 upon 90 multiplied by 360 is 1/3. So this should be what? Angle of 120 degree, right? Then we have 10 upon 90 multiplied by 360. This will give me angle of what? 40 degree. Then we have 18 divided by 90 multiplied by 360. This will give us 72 degree. And then we have 32 divided by 90 multiplied by 360. This will give what? 128 degree. So since we need to complete it, we already know that this is 120 degree. If we just solve this, this becomes what? 120 degree. Pears is 40 degree, right? Then we have 72 degrees. Now, if we just create a 72 line using D, this would be somewhere here. So this should be 72 degree. And the last one should be 128 degree. So this whole thing will give us the sum of 360 degree. The stall buys apple for 60 cents per kilogram. She sells them all for 72 cents per kilogram, right? Calculate her percentage profit. Now, anything percentage profit, if you just want to calculate, your profit is 12 cents on 60 degrees. So this should be 12 upon 60 into what? 100. Profit, remember this, whenever you're calculating profit, this should be on the basis of 100, multiply by 100. So this should be what? 20% profit is being earned on every apple. The stallholder buys apples for 60, she sells them all for 72 cents per kilogram. Okay, here's this another question. It says a group of students were asked if they wanted to later start to the school day, right? Now the pie chart summarizes the result. 200 students said no, right? Work out the number of students who said yes. So if we just calculate the angle will be 360 minus 80 degree, right? So 360 minus 80 degree is 280 degree. People said yes. Now, considering that 80, we had total of 200 students who said no. So we do not know the total number of the students who are in the school, but this should multiply by 360 to get what? 80 degree. So 200 multiplied by 360 divided by 80 is equal to x, will give me the total number, which is 200 multiplied by 360 divided by 80. So school has 900 students, right? So since students, there are 900 students, and I need to work out what number of students who have said yes. So we know that the angle is 280 by subtracting. So x upon 900, now we know the total number and we know the angle, that is 280 degree. So x, since 900 is divided here, it should go multiply with 280 divided by 360. So the value of x will be 280 multiplied by 900 divided by 360. So this should be 700. Or the most easiest way, what we can do is, we knew the total number is 900 and we only have two data. So students who said no are 200. So the answer will be 700. So both ways your answer will be correct. But this, in this particular concept, is being tested in most of the other questions as well. So that was the reason I made sure that we do it through this one.